What's going on, guys? Played a really fun quick after work round at Champoeg State Park yesterday. Want to take you guys along. So hole one, the basket's off to the right behind this row of mando trees here, and first throw out of the car just kind of overturned and underthrew my essence, left me in the leaves here. Little A2 forehand, only through the forehand here because I'm really working on my forehand up shots in particular, so you'll see a lot of those today, but it worked out all right. Left me at 25 feet or 20 feet or so for my par that I didn't prove. Hole 1A, a little short one. I generally hit a tree on this, so I was glad not to hit a tree, even though I just went straight through, left me out in the field here for 50 plus feet for a birdie, which I did not convert. So hole 2, kind of see it in the background there. I thought I had a pretty good line with my FD, and then it just kind of kept turning. It actually worked out pretty well. It snuck through that back door there. Left me 20-25 feet for a birdie, and I just undercommitted. Just didn't give it the push. So nice even through 3 holes. Hole 3, I couldn't get to the long tee because there was a family having a picnic there, but went to this reactor here. Gave it some space because I had it, and put it real close. It is. So just left me this little tap in to clean up my first birdie of the day and not prove it again. Hole 4, dogleg left down a tunnel. It's a par 4. I normally throw PD here, but I lost my PD this week, so I went PD2 naturally. It worked out pretty good. It needs to start fading about here and then start pushing, and it did for me. I kicked a little left on the fairway, which left me kind of an obstructed view with these bushes in front of me. Grabbed my Sexybird and baseball through forehand over the top of the bushes. Left me, I don't know, pretty close to circle's edge for birdie. But I always feel confident on this green in particular and with these Mach X's, and I popped 2 of these right under the band. Barely got him to hold, but another birdie on a nice hole to attack. Hole 5 here, you can see the basket in the trees. I actually drilled my line here with the instinct. I just needed like 8 feet more distance to get around the tree, and I caught the branch and kicked it down, which left me 35-40 feet here. And I actually gave this a pretty good little scare. Just loft putted it for some reason, but helped keep control distance-wise after I missed and let me tap in for the par. Hole 6, kind of a 2-shot par 4 over a ravine here. You really want to take advantage of this space here and get tucked into the trees on the back left there. It's a good 385, 390 to get a realistic look at the basket, and luckily for me, I piped my DD3 down there. It measured out at like 397. Which left me this open look. Got my P1X to flip up and just glide right up there. And the first time I have ever actually birdied this hole in this long configuration. For me, it got to have 2 really good shots for me to realistically get over there. And today I had a lot of really fortunate, if not lucky shots. So hole 7, another longer tunnel par 4. I guess it's a short by par 4 standards, but for AMs, this is definitely a 4. Throwing my Roaming Thunder, and by some miracle, it's always kind of a scramble or a random chance to get through here untouched, and I did. Yet again, kind of pinched off left side fairway, but enough to reach out, baseball throw my A3, and got a nice little flare skip that parked it right at the basket. Scoob. Hole 8, another par 4, another shorter par 4. Path to the left here is OB, and then off to the right is the road. I've definitely ended up on both before. There's also a mando tree on the left side here by the trail. I got my DD3 out in space, and it caught that branch there. I actually spent a bunch of time looking at this. I was considering the hyzer or this straight up shot, and I threw the FD and kind of overturned it a bit. After this, I tried the over the road shot, and I just didn't get there. I got into this tree and went out of bounds, so I'm kind of glad I didn't go with it first. Tried to hyzer putt the tactic, and it just didn't have enough space to get in there, but I'll take a par on this hole any day. Hole 9, left to right shot through the trees here. I used to go turnover on this, but I can usually force my Sexybird out far enough to get it to pop over there. Yet again, gave it enough flex to get around the tree, and it just skipped right up in there. You can see it kind of keeps scooting by on the bottom of the screen there, and left me another relatively easy birdie tap in. This is not how my rounds usually go, I have to say. This was kind of a shocker all day how well my shots worked out. Or shots like this one here, another kind of medium distance 2-shot par 4 with a big double mando straight ahead. I'm going to miss my line here by a mile with the Wysocki Destroyer. I was going for the right gap there. Missed it, but still made the mando and poked right out, threw out into the fairway on the other side. So really happy with how that shot worked out. Here's another example of a not great shot that worked out really well. Kind of wobble flexed my Sexybird up there and almost dunk it. So close to an eagle. So tap in for another birdie there. Hole 11, you can see the basket off in the distance, just 365 or so. This road to the right is all OB, and I threw a dream shot with my new Vapor Enigma. I got it to turn over, and it just kept gliding, and that went straight over the top of the basket. It almost went in. Left me, I don't know, 20 feet long for a birdie I was really happy with. Again, I don't usually throw great shots on that, and my second and third practice shots were both way short, so kind of lucky and atypical result for me there. So hole 12, I got the road off to the left far over there, and then death off to the right, and I early released my Enigma way over there, and I actually was kind of nervous this was going to make it to the road, but it got maybe 10 feet short. Left me a nice wide open chunk up. There's no way you're even trying to run this highly elevated basket here. So that's about the range I like to be. If you get a little closer, it's actually hard to put in. I left in a clip of me here climbing up just so you can see how high this basket really is. It's one where, you know, when you're at 25 foot, you're considering, you know, doing a Kona and laying up because a miss there can end up at 50 feet the other way. 13, another kind of tunnel shot to the basket off to the right there. I was feeling good about my Enigma and then just worm burnered it. I think that line would have been really good if I'd gotten the height on it. Left me yet again. I mentioned earlier I was trying forehand up shots mostly today, so threw my A2 up there and left me you know, maybe 20 foot cleanup. 14. This is a forehand shot back to the right there. I suppose you could throw a short roller or something. My forehand is Garbo, and I flexed this PD2. I just dissed up to a PD2 to try and see if I could get a skip back in there because my distance isn't great. Yet again, another A2 upshot left me with another 10 foot, 15 foot par cleanup. On this hole, I end up in the Schnarb a lot, especially in tournaments. Every tournament round, I've been in the stuff on that hole, so to be clean and open for a par felt pretty good. 15, it's way back by the stop sign in the back there. You can't really see it. Nice long par 3. For me, I've birdied this before, but with like a 45 foot putt. I just did not get a good angle on my Essence there. A little too turned over. Left me a really poorly filmed hyzer approach around that leaning tree over there. You can kind of see the basket now. And it wasn't my best, but it still left me, you know, maybe 15 feet. No big deal, especially with Mach X's to eat up anything that isn't perfect. 16, another hole I always throw my PD on. I usually throw that right hyzer line. So I'm trying Onyx here, and I will tell you flat out, I was not trying to throw this line. I kind of early released Annie flexed it through there, but it sliced right through the gap, parked itself at, you know, 10-15 feet, one of my best shots on this hole. So I grab my instinct and I'm like, oh, I'll make this right, and then I throw the exact same shot with basically the exact same result. So whatever. Easy birdie, putting me at a -8. I don't think I've ever even been more than -2 or 3 on this course at any point. I've never finished under par. I mean, at this point, I'm like 10 strokes ahead of my next best round here. It's one of those where, again, I barely missed this tree by inches. All the stuff, all the little breaks that I normally probably go the other way went well for me on this day. When I noodled it, it worked out. My tree kicks were pretty friendly and almost made this long putt for birdie on 17 too. That's just kind of how things were feeling. So that brings us into 18, another elevated stump basket through a maze of trees. Tried to do the flip up kind of turnover, fade back, destroyer shot here, and I yet again just threw kind of a worm burner that cut rolled off to the left. But it left me either the backhand or forehand hyzer. I normally would have taken the backhand here, but again, I'm practicing my forehands, and you can kind of see my E3 roll right up to the basket there. So yet again, no tester putts on a raised basket where if you miss, you can go extra long. But really uncharacteristic round. Every good break I could possibly get. No real challenging putts, and I made everything in the circle. So thanks for coming along, guys. Appreciate it.